Good afternoon, good morning. My name is Sabina. I'm going to do a presentation regarding the innovation project. I want to welcome everyone. Thank you. I'm going to discuss about the problem of depression and the app which I'm going to use in regard to this. Depression is a medical condition that affects the mind and the body. We find that one becomes very sad because of the condition one is facing, and it also affects the individual way of operating the activities. So for one to be treated, they have to get the right diagnosis in regard to this. What is depression? This is whereby one finds himself or herself so hopeless. And it's not just a feeling like we say having the blues. No, it's just so deeper whereby one completely feels so sad. It can last more than several weeks and it affects one way of living. What depression is not, it's not a normal aging process. It does not indicate um, something that just happens. No, also it does not indicate that a person is weak. Depression, these are some of the facts about depression. It affects 19 million people, and also it's a leading cause of disability among young people, mostly aged 15 to 14. And normally what happens whenever people are faced with this kind of depression, we find that according to the statistics that I found out at CDC, we find that it affects averagely people want to commit suicide for 1,000. That is averagely, it occurs 12 minutes. What is the cost of depression? It approximately the amount of money which is spent is 210.5 billion yearly. And we find that if you do the estimates for the direct costs for every dollar spent, $1.90 is used as an indirect cost. And also we find that in the United States of America, 6 to 7% workers, they experience depression like in the past year, 2021. What are the types of depression? We have several types of depression. We have major depression, we have clinical depression, we have bipolar depression, we have the seasonal affective disorder, and we have the catatonic depression. What are some of the causes of depression? It can be as a result of the chemistry of the brain, whereby we have the imbalance of the neurotransmitters. It can also be because of the biological indifferences, whereby we find that some people have physical challenges of the brains, the way it is formed, and also it can be as a result of the traits which are hereditary. This is whereby mean due to the genetics that are kind of involved. What are some of the signs of depression? One, the person feels sad or gets easily angered. The person does not have energy to do anything. The person does not concentrate. The person feels tired easily. Sometimes the person lacks sleep, lacks appetite, lack of self-confidence. The person has the low self-esteem, and also the person intends to commit suicide, has suicidal thoughts. What are some of the attempts that have been used to treat depression? One, we have counseling services. Secondly, we have use of medications. And also we can use the cognitive behavioral therapy or use both of them in the treatment of depression. What are some of the risks that have been involved in the treatment of depression? Some of the treatments, we find that especially the medications, we find that they can cause weight gain, they can cause QT prolongation, which affects the cardiac. Also, it can lead to individuals having this kind, like they want to commit suicide. Also, they can have the extrapyramidal side effects, whereby they have hypotension, anticholinergic, and the dermatological side effects. And also it can be a result of hypothyroidism to some people. Uh, Now, this is my proposal. One of the apps which I've been working on is the use of the Super Beta mobile app. This one was started or was developed by a lady named Onwonga in the year 2009, after this lady had a bad concussion that caused her to have severe depression and some paralysis in her body. So what happened? So this lady came up with this plan of using this kind of app. Uh, Mostly it helps with one using of the playing of the games. So whenever you use these games, one has to have a goal, and somehow whenever you kind of continue doing this kind of specific goals that are indicated, you find that some people it's so helpful in even changing their attitude. Uh, the innovative collaborators, the people who are used in this project, I used the psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. I used this psychiatric nurse practitioner had 25 years experience and is able to take patients who have insurance and don't have insurance. I also used a second person, a MedSearch client who was struggling with depression and also at the same time refused to use medications. The third person was a psychiatric doctor, has been in the practice for 20 years and was more into this kind of app, the Super Beta Life, and also was doing the televisits with the patient. How Super Beta app works. It has 7 psychological strengths that are helpful that whenever individuals are using, namely the self-efficacy, optimism, the social connectedness, having a sense of purpose and mental cognition, and also positive mindset. How can we utilize the appropriate technology? One, it helps improve the mental cognitive status and also improves the motivation of the individuals. And we find that even some of the studies that have been done, they have given positive results because of this. What are some of the features? One, it has different games with scientific backup. And also some of the studies that were done, like the randomized control trial that was done, it shows that there was an improvement having positive emotion and also decreased anxiety. And also the other clinical trial that was done, it shows that it shows improvement in depression. So for sure it works. What were some of the perceptions from the collaborators which I used? For the psychiatric mental health, they were willing to do more research. For the client who was the MedSearch, we find that he said that this program was so simple and very helpful. And lastly, the psychiatric doctor, for him, he's been using the app and was so comfortable and said that it was helpful in improving the skills and also helping the teenagers and the young adults. What is the conclusion I have from this project? I was so surprised that most people are in doubt using this kind of app. But the long-term goal for the most people also who used it, it had positive results in whatever they were using. Thank you for listening. Do we have any kind of questions and answers? These are my references. And I say a big thank you for listening and watching the presentation. Be blessed and good luck in all you do.